This is a video that I wish I could have watched 6 years ago when I hit that crossroad in my life and I did not know what to do next. The term life coach is something that's being used more and more often now. And the first time I saw somebody's title that said life coach, I cracked up. I'm like, what is a life coach and why would anybody need a coach for life? And it's only since I've embarked on this personal transformational journey and gone through my own 180-degree shift that I've realized that a great life coach can help you not just elevate your life, but get really, really clear on your life purpose and help you make the changes that you want to live the life that you truly dream of. All right, so life coach seems to be the trending occupation these days. More and more on Instagram and social media, you're seeing that a lot of people are now offering their knowledge and experience on how to live life. And to be honest, the first time I saw a life coach ad or I read about one, I just didn't quite get it. Now, I've heard of high performance coaches, business coaches. I've heard about coaches to help you with public speaking. I mean, there's coaches for athletes and actors. There's a coach for everything, but I never really quite understood what would you need a coach for life for until I realized that I didn't know what I wanted to do next in my life. My first experience of working with a life coach really came through being a part of different programs. As I've mentioned before, I've done a number of the landmark programs, and during those courses, I've worked one-on-one with different coaches and realized that the benefits of having a coach, someone who is not a friend, someone who doesn't really know you, someone who's just there to listen and give their objective opinion, can be so helpful. Just to have someone to be able to speak to and get honest, real feedback from is so transformative in itself. Often we hold back from saying what's really going on, and we hold back from opening up to others because we don't want to be judged, we don't want to look bad. And when you're working with a coach, their job is to listen to you and to help you get clear on what it is you want for your life. And often all a coach needs to do is really listen, hold space, and ask the right powerful questions to have you discover the answers that we all have within. Because I'm a big believer that we all have the knowledge and understanding of what we truly want for our lives. It's just all of the noise, all the distractions, all of the filters that we develop over the years clouds our judgment and stops us from seeing the truth and accessing that knowledge that we all intuitively have. So these days, with all these massive changes happening in the world, with the disruption of the lockdowns and people having time off of work, people spending more time at home with their partners, working from home, they are really questioning and reevaluating their life and their happiness. And I believe there's been no greater time in the last, 20 or 30 years to ever be a life coach, because the truth is, so many people are questioning what's their purpose, what are they here for, and what do they want to do next? It's often when we're in our own bubble, in our own social circles, that we can't necessarily talk to others or get that raw, honest feedback that we need to help us really dive into what is it that we want, where can we up-level our lives, and what do we need to learn in order to make the changes that we want for our future, and help you to open up the different possibilities that are there for you in whatever aspect, whether it be career, whether it be relationships, whether it be letting go of the past and dealing with whatever incidents have happened that have created limiting beliefs for you that are stopping you from moving forward in life. Not only do you get to understand yourself on a deeper level, but you also learn really powerful life skills that help you with your communication, help you develop deeper relationships with yourself and with other people. And often you can also connect with like-minded people who are also doing this work, whether it's going on a retreat, whether it's like a 3-day summit or forum, or on an online group coaching program. You have the opportunity to connect with other people who are like-minded, who are also looking to grow and evolve and make changes in their life. And connecting with other people in the coaching community can be a great support structure to help you while you're making these changes in your life. So there are many different ways that you could work with a life coach. My first experience was in Landmark in a public setting with over 160 people. I've also done the Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within, where I was in an auditorium with I think about 7,000 people. You can work with coaches in a one-to-one setting, whether it be in person or through Zoom, which is becoming very popular now due to social distancing and all. And then there's also online group coaching programs where you could be in a group of 10, 20, even up to 100 people doing group coaching sessions over Zoom. There really are so many different ways to access the knowledge of coaches these days that it doesn't have to be in person. It can be over Zoom, it can be over calls. Now these days, coaching and group coaching and online programs are blowing up because as people sit at home, whether during lockdown or quarantine, it's a great opportunity for people to invest into their own personal development and learn through the different platforms that are available. One of the platforms that allows people to learn from some of the most brilliant minds on the planet is the Mind Valley. Mind Valley offers different courses and different programs from some of the most brilliant teachers, authors, coaches in the world that you can sign up for and learn from people that you might not normally have access to because they're just really, really expensive or they don't offer one-to-one private coaching. Regardless of what changes you want to make in your life, there is a coach out there that can help you. It is a growing industry of people who are really concerned and really committed to helping other humans make the changes that they want in their life. Now, of course, there are some people out there who maybe might not be the most qualified to be a life coach. So it's really important for you to check their credentials and to make sure that there's a right fit, that the coach that you're working with understands you. And most importantly, pick a coach that's already achieved the goals that you want for your life. You know, hiring someone who has been trained as a coach is important, but having a coach that also has the actual life experience, who has achieved goals that inspire you, that you would like to learn from, that is really, really important. Over the last 6 years, I've worked with about a dozen coaches, and even till today, I'm still working with coaches. I still participate in retreats, and I'm always signing up for new programs. The thing with personal development and spirituality and even business development is there's no top to that mountain. You can keep learning, you can keep growing and expanding, and also when you're doing that deep inner work, getting to know yourself better, as you peel back the layers, you realize that there's just more and more shit to deal with. Now, I decided to get into coaching because I was doing it in a bit of an informal capacity with my Alive Experience trips. You know, I would have guests come on the trips, and even though I had coaches that worked with me, many of my guests wanted my advice, they wanted my guidance, and for me to share my knowledge with them on how I was able to change my life. You know, how was I able to leave the big city of Toronto, walk away from a very successful career in nightlife and entertainment, and choose to live a simpler life and pursue a different path. Yeah, I did a complete 180 in my life, and I am the change that many of my guests want for their own life. So I was doing coaching in an unofficial capacity with my guests during my trips until COVID hit. Now, when COVID hit and all my retreats were put on hold, I decided it was time to now make that pivot and step into coaching full time and do something that's been really, really interesting and appealing to me. I just kept pushing it back because I just didn't know when I'd have the time to actually commit. You know, many of the coaches that I work with during the Alive Experience trips had suggested to me that I should become a coach. You know, given my professional background of creating 12 different companies, being a fitness competitor, you know, living a very diverse life as well, you know, making this massive shift, I have an abundance of knowledge to share with other people who are also looking to make a change in their life. So making that pivot to a life coach is something that felt good for me and something that really required me to kind of get out of my own way. You know, the thing is when we're making a shift in life and we are stepping into a new role, often that little voice in our head pops up to say, well, who are you to be teaching anyone else Who are you to be charging people for your knowledge? And it took me getting over my own self-limiting beliefs for me to step into the role as life coach. And I can honestly say that of all the things I've done in my life, being a life coach and helping people get clarity, helping people find their purpose, helping people let go of the shit that they've been dragging around with them for decades, so they can be lighter, so they can be inspired and really pursue whatever it is that they want for their life has been absolutely incredible. Life coaching is something that I really never saw myself doing, and I can honestly say that it is what I have been called to do. It's what I've been training to do all my life without really even knowing it. Now, being a life coach is a lot of work. It requires you to really show up in a different way for your clients. It requires a level of listening, of understanding, of compassion, and of self-reflection to see, am I really here right now with my client? Am I really listening to them? Am I there in their world, not thinking about all of my ideas and opinions and judgments or whatever that may be? So stepping into the role of a coach has been hugely transformative for myself and has really taught me so much about how I show up in the world for other people. So when I decided to make the pivot to being a life coach, I chose to focus specifically on helping people get clear on their values, connect with their life purpose, and help them let go of whatever crap they're holding on to so that they can step into a world of new possibilities. And I chose this purpose-focused coaching because it's really the journey that I've been on. See, when I realized that I didn't want to be in nightlife and entertainment anymore, I was sharing my story with other people, and I realized that in being vulnerable, in being open, I was inspiring other people to question what they wanted. Now, through my own journey, I realized that I had to reconnect with myself, really understand what are my core values, and what would it be like to live my values every day? What would it be like to really step into that higher version of myself and support other people? Because I love helping people discover what's possible for their life. So it's through my own personal journey of discovering what's important for me and then letting go of all the other stuff, closing down my businesses, leaving Toronto, shifting a lot of the things in my life from my friendships, the content I was consuming, the places I was traveling. I let go of so much of my old ways in order for me to live this incredible new life. And that's the coaching and that's the knowledge and the training that I am really truly passionate about sharing with other people because it's what's worked for me. Now, along the way, I learned all kinds of modalities of meditation, breath work. I learned the importance of journaling. Even the content I consume now is totally different than what I was listening to 5 years ago. So for me to take all that I've learned through my own personal journey and offer that to clients so that they could have the same shift in their life faster totally made sense to me. Now, one of the most important things about working with a life coach that you need to understand is you have to be ready to receive. And what I mean by this is you have to be willing to accept that there's some knowledge out there that you do not know. And you have to be willing to surrender to the fact that there's something missing that I don't quite understand, and that working together with my coach or taking that program or going on that retreat is gonna teach me something that I currently don't know. And when I discover that new knowledge, it's going to have a massive impact on my life. See, until you're ready to really receive the knowledge and let go of whatever it is you think you know that's stopping you from just allowing yourself to be the student, until you're at that point, it's gonna be very, very hard. Now, for me, I had never worked with a coach before turning 40. And I thought coaching was like therapy. I thought you had a coach or went to therapy when there was something wrong with you. But I quickly realized it's not that there's something wrong with you, it's that there's something missing that you might not quite be aware of. And when you discover what's missing, your entire world can change. When I finally decided to start working with a coach, I was so sick of my own shit. I was so sick of repeating the same patterns in my life over and over again. And I was just ready to figure out, okay, what's going on here? What do I need to know? Because I can't quite figure this out for myself. And in a very short time, working with a coach, I realized that due to my childhood, I had created this big, luxurious life that really wasn't aligned with who I was. I got to see where my habits came from, what limiting beliefs were stopping me from moving forward. And most importantly, I got to see that I have so much potential. I have so much to give the world and so much passion for so many other things, but yet I was in my own bubble of nightlife and entertainment. I couldn't see past that bubble. And many of us, we are in this bubble and we think our life is all that is within that bubble. And that's where working with a great life coach helps you see all the possibilities outside of the bubble. Because when you can shift your perspective and see that there's more to life outside of the four walls that we've created, the possibilities are infinite. There's a great quote that I love, that when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. It's all about perspective. So no matter where you're at in your life right now, no matter if it's the career, the relationship, your health, whatever it is that you want to make a shift in, I promise you, your life can be different a year from today if you are ready to do the work, if you are committed, if you surrender, and you believe that you can change your life. There is no limit to how much you can grow, how much you can learn, and ultimately, how much can you give back. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. The more we learn, the more complete we become, the more we have to offer our friends, our family, our loved ones, our community, and everybody that's there in our lives that we can support. Now, if you're interested in researching some coaches out there, some of the world-renowned speakers who I think are awesome are, of course, the big man, Tony Robbins. I really like Brendan Burchard. Eckhart Tolle is an incredible author. I highly recommend his books, The Power of Now and The New Earth. Abraham Hicks, Gabrielle Bernstein, Jay Shetty. There are so many incredible coaches, speakers, authors out there that if you aren't sure about working with a life coach yet and you want to dip your toe into the world of personal development, Google any of those people I just spoke about. They all have podcasts. They all have tons of amazing content online that you could watch and learn about. And even just watching that free content, it could help you learn more about yourself and possibly get clear on what would you want to work with a life coach for? How could a life coach possibly help you? And in that discovery process, you might realize, okay, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to up-level my life, and I think a life coach or some sort of personal development program is gonna help me. So if you are interested in working with a life coach, do your research, find a coach that offers the skill set, the tools, the modalities, the knowledge that you're looking for. Book a call with them. Most great coaches will offer a complimentary session so you can get a feel for their coaching style and they can give you some background on who they are and how they might be able to help you. And if you're interested in working with me, you could send me an email at z@zarkfatah.com. You can put the comments down below, send me a DM. I would love to learn all about you and how I can possibly support you. I hope I've shared some information that helps you understand a little bit more about what a life coach is and what they actually do. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them down below and let me know. I'm here open for business, ready to help any of you create the life of your dreams. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.